Hey guys, I hope you're all doing really well. Today's video is going to be my Pan That Palette update number 1. So it's been, I think it's been about 4 or 5 weeks since the introduction video. And guys, we've already had a casualty in this palette. It's not gone off to the best start because my dog literally grabbed my palette off the side and was running around with it, dropped it on the floor. When I finally got it off him, unfortunately my favourite eyeshadow ever, it would be, wouldn't it? It just would be my favourite shade, but yeah, my favourite shade, Legend from Makeup Geek. It had gone all over the floor, completely broken out of its pan, and it was just like all in a tiny little bit, so it wasn't even like salvageable. However, there was a little bit left in the pan that I just clung on for dear life, and I have actually still been using that bit up over the last month, and this is what the eyeshadow now looks like. Looks like I've pretty much finished it, but there is actually still some left in the pan. Only about 2 or 3 uses left, but I have been using what was left up over the last month, and I've actually been tracking my usages on each of these eyeshadows in my pad. I've actually used it 7 times this month, so even before the little incident, and then since I've been using up what was left. So it's not quite finished, but obviously there's only a tiny bit left. And when that is complete, I will have to think about a different eyeshadow to put into this palette. And I'm really annoyed because I'd like strategically picked that eyeshadow because I had pan on it already and I really love it. And I thought it was going to be really easy to like roll into looks. But unfortunately I'm going to have to pick a different shade to put in here. But let's move on to the palette as a whole. As I said, I've been tracking my usages on each of the shades, and so I'll run through that with you now, but I'll just insert a little clip of where I actually was in the introduction so you can see how much progress has been made on each of these shades. Here is what we're looking like now, obviously without Legend, which was there, and I'm going to run through how many times I've used each of these shadows. So, the top one here is Cocoa Bear. These are all from Makeup Geek. And I've only used this shade once, and that is actually today. I will run through the eyeshadow look I have on today in a sec. Then this one is Desert Sands. I've used that 4 times this month. This one is In the Spotlight. I've used that 8 times. This one's Flamethrower, and I haven't used that at all. The middle one, Fantasy, I've used that once. This shade here, Preppy, I've used that 3 times, but only as an eyeshadow. I have also used it as a nose contour, which I haven't included because I use so little of it that wouldn't really have an impact. But as an eyeshadow, I've used it 3 times. And then this one here is Creme Brulee, and I've used that 9 times. And this one is Grandstand, I've used that 7 times. So the main look that I have been gravitating towards over the last few weeks has been the look that I'm wearing today. So just zoom you in so you can see a bit better. So I have In the Spotlight, the shimmery peach all over my eyelid. I then have Creme Brulee in the crease. And today I've deepened up the crease with Cocoa Bear, but I don't normally have time to do that, so it was just a sort of one-off that I deepened up the crease today. But yeah, I usually just have Creme Brulee in the crease, and then under my lower lash line I have the shade Grandstand. I'm really happy with how this palette is progressing. I feel like there's some decent progress in here even though it's only month 1. I've actually been using In the Spotlight as a face highlight for the last few days and I absolutely love it. I don't know if you can see that like shine on the tops of the cheekbones there, but that is in the spotlight and it looks really nice. It's such a warm peachy shade, but the reflex, the actual shimmer is silvery, so it does catch the light really, really nicely. I haven't included that in this tracker. I'm just counting how many times I've used it as an eyeshadow. But yeah, that's been a secondary usage on that eyeshadow that I've really enjoyed. I've already surprised myself because I didn't think I would reach for this kind of look, but it's just what I've been gravitating towards for the last couple of weeks. It's like a really fresh, springy look, and it's so quick and easy to do in the morning, so I guess that's why I've been gravitating towards it. I think this month I do want to try and start working on these two deeper shades, so Cocoa Bear and Flamethrower. Just a little bit more than I have been, because like I say, I used Cocoa Bear once and I didn't use Flamethrower at all, so I will work on those in the month of February. But again, I think I'll just continue to pan this eye look I've been wearing because it's so quick and easy. And I also need to think of what kind of tone of eyeshadow I want to put in to replace Legend now that that's gone or nearly gone. But yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this update video. I'm really enjoying this project. Just rolling in a new palette is always so refreshing at the start of the year. But yeah, I hope you're all doing really well. Leave me a comment, let me know how you're getting on with yours. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would really appreciate that. And I'll see you in my next video.